the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, thank you for joining us on DC News Now. I'm Shanika Grimshaw. We'll get to your top stories in just a minute, but first we want to head over to meteorologist Jackie Layer to talk about the weather. Now, this weekend, Easter weekend, is it going to be nice?
Yeah, it's going to be warm out there, unseasonably warm. In terms of nice, I would say we're tracking more of the cloud cover, though, out there for both weekend days, and there's a low chance for some showers. Not everyone's going to be seeing it, but there's that low chance for a pop-up shower or storm, and likely after sunset both of the days. But planning out the rest of your Friday, though, we're going to be seeing those temperatures really warming up, upper 70s to right around 80 degrees. Great day overall if you want to have lunch outside, dinner outside as well. Just a little bit of a breeze out of the south, but that southerly wind is the reason why we're seeing those temperatures warming up so much. Upper 70s to around 80 today with sunset right around 7:48 as temperatures start to drop back in those lower 70s. But more details on that Easter weekend forecast coming up.
All right, Jackie, thank you. Breaking news this morning. A Prince George's County police officer is in the hospital after being hit by a vehicle earlier this morning in Fort Washington. It happened around 3:30, and as police were investigating a separate crash on Route 210, the driver remained on scene. Police say he's in serious condition, and at this time, Route 210 between Washington Road and Swan Creek, that is back open. But this is a developing story. We will bring you the latest as we learn more. And new details in the fight to return a Maryland man wrongfully deported to a prison in El Salvador. Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen will be returning from his trip from El Salvador after meeting with Kilmar Abrega Garcia. Now, a photo of them sitting at a table right there on your screen was posted on X yesterday, confirming Abrega Garcia is alive and well. However, leaders in El Salvador and the White House said they do not plan to return Abrega Garcia back to the U.S. despite him being mistakenly deported.
To refer again to the lawyers.
And we need to make sure that the court system works and due process works.
Abrega Garcia was stopped and interviewed by Prince George's County Police. That was back in 2019, but was not arrested or charged with a crime. Senator Van Hollen is expected to provide full updates on the case this afternoon. And Kilmar's wife in a statement saying, quote, "My children and my prayers have been answered. The efforts of my family and community in fighting for justice are being heard. Because I now know that my husband is alive, God is listening, and the community is standing strong." And the Supreme Court agreeing to hear arguments in President Trump's efforts to end birthright citizenship. The administration says the lower courts went too far, imposing a nationwide pause on the president's executive order. The right to citizenship for anyone born in the U.S. is in the 14th Amendment, which was ratified in 1868 following the Civil War. Developing now, police say they've arrested the man behind a mass shooting Thursday at Florida State University. The 20-year-old, identified as Phoenix Eichner, is the son of a sheriff's deputy and used his mom's former service weapon to kill and wound 6 people. Officers quickly arrived on scene and shot and wounded the shooter after he refused to comply with commands. Authorities have not revealed a motive for the shooting, which began around lunchtime just outside of the student union, causing students and parents hiding for cover. One student says he was running late for class when he saw a man get out of a car with a shotgun.
I saw the gunman get out of his car and he emerged with a shotgun. And there was another boy wearing a white polo shirt who I saw him take aim at him. And apparently, as I heard from him later, he pulled the trigger, heard a click, and the gun didn't go off. That he rushed back to his car and then emerged with a handgun.
President Donald Trump said from the Oval Office that he had been fully briefed on the shooting. Now, President Trump saying, quote, "It's a horrible thing. It's horrible that things like this take place." And in Virginia, a townhouse fire in Woodbridge, leaving 1 man dead. This happened yesterday morning on Madrigal Drive. Prince William County Fire and Rescue identified the man as 73-year-old Narinder Jain. Neighbors say the man lived at the home alone and often kept to himself. Fire crews say the circuit breaker for the home's smoke detectors was in the off position, and they are urging community members to make sure to have on and working smoke detectors in the home. Neighbors say this is all heartbreaking.
It's kind of sad to see something like that, and the firefighters they were working, but all the smoke that come out, you know, it really break my heart.
The cause of the fire and the victim's cause of death are under investigation. Firefighters say if you are in need of smoke detectors, just contact the fire department. And happening now, a charter school in Prince George's County may close down next year, and that's all due to budget cuts and staffing issues. Although the decision is not final yet, it's raised mixed feelings for some parents. A letter sent to families at Excel Academy Charter School in Fort Washington says PGCPS has provided a notice of recommendation on non-renewal due to financial issues. As they finalize their decision, next school year may be the last year the school will be open. This comes as the school system is facing a more than $30 million deficit due to state and federal budget cuts. Parents say the school also had challenges with teacher shortages and prior leadership, but recent changes have showed improvement.
I don't think Excel needs to close. I honestly think Excel needs more time to grow, yes. However, only thing that I would change about Excel right now is them having the staffing so that for instance, the IEP specialist is not overworked.
Just in between, like shut them down or keep them going, but put them on probation. I just believe overall they just weren't meeting the requirements.
Now, a meeting will be held next week to provide more details to parents on the recommendations to close the school down. And in the district, the city's attorney general is suing a Northeast DC landlord over what it calls dangerous living conditions at an apartment complex on Sheriff Road. The city says conditions inside of the building got to the point where it was deemed unlivable. People living there were ordered to vacate by the city a week ago. Massive piles of trash, standing water, collapsed ceilings, and mold. Also homicides and shootings and illegal drug activity. Just some of the allegations made about the apartment complex in that lawsuit. Police were called yesterday to get help and help get remaining tenants and squatters to get out so that they can board up the building.
Every DC resident deserves to live in safe and healthy housing, but unfortunately that is not the case for the tenants at Sheriff Road.
City agencies are supposed to help displaced residents find a new place to stay. Some neighbors telling us some of them have not yet received any assistance. And we have some wild video of a break-in at a Northern Virginia zoo. It happened Tuesday night, causing thousands of dollars in damages. 4 people were caught on camera at the Nova Wild Zoo in Reston. You can see that video there, and police want your help in identifying them. Luckily, no one was hurt and no animals either. The property has fencing all around it. But DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg tells us those who broke in scaled the fence at the back gate and caused some destruction inside.
Nova Wild Zoo is looking for the public's help in finding the person pictured here and the other 3 people he was with. They hopped the fence in the back of the zoo around 10:15 Tuesday night.
They were really close to this cheetah exhibit. Again, it's just super worrisome to us because they were so close to the cheetahs. But again, our animals were fortunately locked inside at nighttime because of those security protocols.
Director of Animal Welfare Elizabeth Kruko says they weren't here for long but caused significant damage, getting access to 2 trucks and joyriding around the property.
One of our directors of operations was here overnight, and he actually saw them over here where they kind of skidded through the grass.
Remnants of the broken headlight from one truck is still in the grass, and you can see the white marks from the truck ramming into the capybara exhibit.
Capybaras are like the popular animal right now. My sister in Seattle loves them so much, so to read about that in particular, I was like, no, not the capybaras.
It's concerning for visitors enjoying the zoo.
Lucky nobody got hurt, lucky no animals got hurt, lucky they didn't hurt themselves.
Kruko says they'll have to spend several $1,000s to repair what was damaged.
We're a small nonprofit, so everything does kind of make a big difference to us, and that's money that we could be using to do some cool outreach. I don't think that there was anything too malicious intent-wise other than just trying to have some fun, but unfortunately this is not the place to do that.
Now, if you recognize the people caught on camera or know anything about the break-in, you're asked to call Fairfax County Police. Now, turning to weather with meteorologist Jackie Layer to get a full check on your forecast. Jackie, it's really feeling like spring.
Yeah, it certainly is, especially today, where we're going to be seeing those high temperatures climbing back into those mid to upper 70s for much of the area. Couldn't even see a couple 80s on the map later on today. We'll feel a bit more summer-like out there as we look ahead towards tomorrow, though. Even warmer temperatures expected, feeling more like late June, with those highs into the mid to upper 80s for your Saturday. Not quite as warm on Sunday, but still above normal. We're tracking those 70s for Easter Sunday under mainly cloudy skies, and we're looking at low rain chances this weekend. It's not zero, but I'll go over that chance for a few showers for parts of the area coming up. Let's talk about Futurecast, though, out there for your Friday. Those winds will be picking up out of the south. We have a warm front that's continuing to lift its way northward. So southerly wind and that warm front, yeah, that's giving us high temperatures in the upper 70s, so right around 80 degrees for your Friday afternoon and evening. Great if you want to head outside, maybe if you want to have lunch outside or dinner outside as well. Great day for it, considering we have mix of sun and clouds and also those warmer temperatures and a bit of a breeze too, so that wind will make it feel quite comfortable out there. Later on tonight, we start to see a few more clouds strolling in, so overnight lows tonight, not quite as cool as the last several nights, only dropping back into those lower 60s. That's what we start off with for your Saturday. Now, Saturday afternoon, still seeing a bit more of the cloud cover at times. We have a cold front approaching from the north and west, which is slow to move its way in. So we'll see high temperatures, mid to upper 80s out there on Saturday. Much of the region, it is dry. I would say after sunset Saturday evening, that's when we could see that cold front starting to push in, and that could spark up a shower or two back out towards western Maryland, parts of West Virginia. That's closer towards 9-10 p.m. So yes, still looking at those mainly dry conditions out there on your Saturday, especially during the daytime hours. Then as we head towards Sunday for your Easter, we're looking at mainly cloudy skies. Winds have shifted to mainly out of the north because that cold front has cleared the area to the south. So Sunday, not quite as warm as Saturday. Sunday will be back into those 70s, and then this particular mild showing a chance for a stray shower to pop up back out towards our westernmost areas on Sunday evening and Sunday night. So again, another day where we're tracking the daytime hours dry. Then for Monday, our next system approaching from the west, that'll bring that chance for some late day showers as we look towards Monday afternoon and evening. And could we see a spot shower too early on Tuesday? Yes, but then eventually we do see those drier conditions prevailing for the rest of your Earth Day. So great if you have any of those outdoor Earth Day plans. High temperatures will be right around 80 with just a lingering shower early in the morning. We should dry things out later on. Upper 70s Wednesday and Thursday. Both of those days looking dry.
All right, Jackie, looking forward to it. Thank you. Well, listen to this. This is all for you moms and dads. Happening today, the city of Hyattsville is giving out free diapers. It's happening today at the Hyattsville City Building on Gallatin Street. Doors open at 9:30, and organizers ask that you bring at least one proof of your child's date of birth. The event lasts until diapers run out. And this weekend, Metro says there will be delays on the Red Line. WMATA says crews will be working on tracks at the Brooklyn Metro station will be closed. So no Red Line service at the Fort Totten station, but there'll be free shuttle buses between Rhode Island and Tacoma. Crews will be replacing the switch machines on the tracks. And check it out now to some Maryland students who got an opportunity of a lifetime showing off their talents for the Washington Capitals. Students at Brook Grove Elementary in Montgomery County starred in a music video to celebrate the team's 50th anniversary. Love it. It was a collaboration between the student, the Capitals, and musician Pauly Z. Students researched the history of the team to create an original song and then took a field trip to the Capitals Iceplex where they filmed the music video. A team alum even made an appearance for the video's debut.
Today was like one of the most heartwarming, inspiring days that we've had all year. To see all the kids see their work and the group participation from the kids who were super shy that came out of their shells. I thought Pauly did an incredible job.
The principal says it was great to see the kids let loose and be themselves and enjoy the experience. Love it. And that's all the time we have for you this morning on DC News Now. Just stick around for more news and weather coming up on DC News Now at noon.